What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today I want to give you an overview of what is happening with Lucid, go over some of the data points, what shorts are doing, as well what's been coming out from the company. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently Lucid is up 0.45%. It is having fairly a good amount of volume, I guess, for Friday. So 15.8 million shares being traded within the first about 2.5 hours of the trading day. 25 is the average. It did have a quick run to around $5.70. So this very abnormal spike up. Since then, it has kind of pulled back a little bit. And what's really driving Lucid today is obviously a lot of things coming out specifically from Lucid. Second one is more PCE related. So this is the first time I do believe in almost about 2 years PCE is below 4%. So that is definitely a move in the right direction. So I think a little bit more optimism is in the markets, as well as Lucid. As you can see, the sentiment is very positive right now. But that is largely because of a lot of the things that's been coming out, especially about the whole AMP2 facility unveiling. A couple things I just wanted to share with you before I go over some of the recent stuff is this. So it looks like 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 did post this. So a lot of the big upper management from Lucid were all at this opening ceremony. Of course, only 𝗖𝗢𝗡 and Peter did actually speak, but technically Sherry, Derek, and many others were there, and you can kind of tell that based on some of the pictures. A little bit blurry, but definitely unmistakably it is them. So that's good to see that a lot of upper management is supporting Lucid regardless of where it is located. And as well, Peter's opening speech at the ceremony, which was fairly good, mind you, but he did say right here, our partners CEER. So this has been one rumor that's been floating around for a while. And of course, it technically can be linked to Apple. Not saying that there is going to be a partnership, but potentially, because if Lucid does partner with CEER, and of course, over CEER is the big brother, the PIF above them, but technically Foxconn is partnered with CEER, and then Apple and Foxconn have that very deep relationship. So you never know. It's not too far-fetched to assume that Apple and Lucid might be coming. But again, it's one of those things that I think a lot of people have been saying that for a while. Just, I think more so it's delays due to Apple, especially in high demand from what I've heard. But let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that Lucid and Apple are going to be a thing ever, or do you think not? What's your viewpoint? So as well, some recent stuff that's come out from Lucid. Lucid just tweeted this today. So our newest international Lucid studio is now open in Dusseldorf, so Germany. So based on this, another plot on the map of Europe. And this is one thing, as I always say, I'm very excited about is Lucid's expansion, targeting where there is a lot of demand. So in years from now, there is going to be many more studios popping up throughout Europe. So that's going to be very exciting, especially UK. I think it was originally forecasted to be the tail end of this year. That is when they would have a right-hand steering wheel kind of integrated into the market. But I haven't really heard anything as of, I think it was beginning or mid 2022. So I don't know if they're still on track for that. But typically what they would do is once you see a studio pop up in the UK, that will be a good indication that they are at least on track for right-handed steering wheels and obviously that stuff. So kind of interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on that. Over and above that though, Sapphire. So I think this is definitely long-standing news, highly anticipated news that people have been wanting to hear and see. So it does say one of the first production Sapphire super sedans goes through ADAS system calibration at our AMP1 manufacturing facility in Casa Grande. So this is huge. And plus it says customer deliveries will be coming soon. So I think that was anticipated for, I guess, starting the end of September essentially. So who knows? It looks like they are kind of on track for the Sapphire, but still, no matter what, we still don't know how many they're producing, what the demand is, and various things like that. But no matter what, I think this is a fairly good thing to see because it does show bigger picture. They are relatively on track within 2023, and that's something night and day difference from 2022. 2022, they encountered quite a few problems, and at the Q4 2022 earnings, they did kind of lay out everything for every single quarter that Lucid was going to do. And I've brought this up quite a lot because it's kind of impressive, the fact that even though their production numbers aren't nearly there, so between 10 to 14,000 and stuff like that, but nobody can really argue that they are not on track. So when they said that they're going to begin international deliveries, they've done that. So, and again, everything's so far on track, and I do believe they do state, at least for October, going to be a launch event for the Sapphire, and I think if I remember correctly, November is going to be the launch event for Gravity. So in the next couple of months, a lot of the dynamic of Lucid is going to change in a very positive way. So I'm going to start off by going over some of the data points, starting off with options. Currently there is $617,000 in calls being purchased versus $156,000 in puts. So based on this information, people are anticipating for it to go up definitely a lot. And based on this, so this shows the calls, the strike prices, expiry dates, it is anticipated to be roughly between the 550 and 650 by the end of next week. So that's a pretty positive thing. As far as if you are negative, meaning puts, it is anticipated to be sub 5. So you kind of have both extremes going on. As far as this, these are some of the big transactions occurring on the secondary market today. And like I said, generally Fridays are relatively quiet normally. So this is normal, nothing really to kind of talk on. These are some of the transactions that did occur on the dark pool, and with today being Friday, the last day in the quarter, I anticipate after hours on Lucid just to completely blow up as a lot of institutions and ETFs rebalance their portfolios. So don't be surprised if you see some massive transactions occurring after hours. But moving on from that, I'll give you a quick overview of what shorts are doing. And plus, on a side note, there was an article that did come out saying that Lucid is a very good candidate for a short squeeze. So kind of interesting stuff, especially with a lot of the good catalysts, like I mentioned about the Gravity, Sapphire, AMP2 facility all unveiling. But short score is currently 82, utilization is 95.07%. And as far as what shorts are doing today on a Friday, they are returning 692,000 shares, 26.49% of the free float is being shorted, and 219.2 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 13.31%. And looking as far as this interactive broker short availability, right now there's only about 250,000 shares that is available to be shorted. So that kind of works in line with what the article was saying about how in essence there could be a squeeze because shorts are running out of ammunition to increase if they see fit. And plus with Lucid kind of up in the air a little bit, especially with so many things happening operationally, like a good catalyst could come out and surprise the hell out of the market, causing a very big upward momentum going on for that. So I'll give you an overview of basically what is happening as far as the technicals. So right now with it at $5.57, it is above this S2. And that's one thing that I actually did say over the last couple of videos is that Lucid is primed and ready to break out, especially with a lot of good catalysts that's kind of coming through the pipeline. So right now $5.49 is going to be that next strong support, which it kind of did bounce off of. So that's a good indication that it's nice and solid. So $5.88 is going to be that next strong resistance that you want to watch for it to break above. So definitely a pretty good thing as far as that. And looking at these two indicators I like to look at, momentum shows number of retail investors have been getting in, and stochastic is currently at, it looks like 39, but there is a nice bullish sentiment starting to form right now. So with all that said, let me know your thoughts and give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, selling, holding, what you have been doing with Lucid. And even looking on this chart right now, the 1 minute, it does look like it wants to easily break out. So once again, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And take advantage of this. A couple days left, only up until September the 30th for this promo. Just sign up for an account with Moomoo, which is completely free to do. If you throw $100 at the account though, you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals you can get on the market. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a ton of money on Lucid.